Alright guys, oh my god, what's up everybody? It's the Khaiza, and I'm back for another Khaiza Dojo. Oh my god, it feels like a run-on sentence every time I say like welcome back to another Khaiza Dojo, cause like the last time I did one was like, I don't know when, episode 9 came out like 2 months ago or like 3 months ago. I forgot when actually. Let me check up when that Khaiza Dojo actually freaking hit, because it has been a while. It has been a while since I made anything like this before. May 27th. So that's literally like, what was it, 5 months. No, not 4. I'm sorry, 4 months. 4 months. I forgot my calendar schematics, right? But welcome back to another Khaiza Dojo, chat. By the time you'll see this Khaiza Dojo, it means that your boy has become 28 years old. It was my birthday. Oh my god, I am officially 28 years old. Two more steps away from 30, right? So kind of like not really a huge milestone. I don't celebrate birthdays like that hard like that, but it is like, you know, it was a cool day. Just like hang out with friends, hang out with mom, and hang out with family, obviously, right? So it was a lot of fun here and there. But today, today's Khaiza Dojo, right? Just consider it like a early like birthday made by me, for me, and of course, you know, birthday to y'all, whoever's birthday is out there today. Today's Khaiza Dojo episode will be about leaks. And no, I'm not talking about like the number 2 leaks, you go in the bathroom or the restroom. No. Dirty, disgusting degeneracy. God. We are going to be talking about leaks in video games, or specifically in this channel, or specifically in this sense, fighting game leaks, right? And you know, for those that don't know, leaks or anything of the like means that ahead of schedule intel information about said video game or said fighting game, right? And they're usually like unplanned, and you would always see them at like NeoGAF forums or any open discussion boards that you would find on the internet. And of course, you know, info for any game is good, right? Who doesn't love good info for a up-and-coming video game, or in a more general sense, like a fighting game, right? Not in a general sense, a specific sense, a fighting game. Yeah, leaks are pretty good. It is like how I would call it the leak culture nowadays. Cause who doesn't love information being like spread around? And today in this like leak like culture, leaks are around like, you know, 90% of the time, right? Whenever there's like a new big like expansion, like Elden Ring or something like Final Fantasy related, or something from like Square Enix, Bandai Namco, leaks have been going around since like when was like the most recent one? I think like the history of leaks, from what I remember specifically for fighting games, was with Street Fighter X Tekken. It was a charmer of a game, right? Like, I mean, it had Street Fighter characters, Tekken characters. It was a 2v2 style like tag team. Well, not really tag team, but tag-based fighting game. You could like technically call an assist or anything. But anyway, Street Fighter X Tekken, one of Capcom's like ambitious titles that came around in the 2012-2013 era of Capcom fighting games, right? It had an expansive roster, but the thing was for Street Fighter X Tekken was its most infamous leaks, right? And specifically, there was like a data mine leak, and also a data mine leak would be someone perusing around like the Steam webpage, because you know everything has to be like on PC offers like the best experience. You would find data mine leak files of said like fighting game, and they would have certain information that the the public does not know about, and specifically for Street Fighter's case, right? Street Fighter at the time launched with its like base roster of Tekken and Street Fighter characters, and lo and behold, somebody found like a data mine leak file of all of like the characters that were in the DLC, right? The in-cake DLC, and they were not originally going to happen because it was outside of Capcom and Bamco's like knowledge, right? They were supposed to be released at like a later schedule than what people have found out in the disc, right? So that's what the first historical I feel like leak is to me, at least like in a modern sense. And ever since then, leaks have been like going around, and more recently, right, there have been leaks going around for Street Fighter 6, Guilty Gear, KOF, right, all that jazz. Just people, you know, spreading information here and there. Now, here's the thing about leaks, how I feel, right, which are like the pros and the cons of, you know, leak culture in general, right? Leaks give us the opportunity to look ahead of like what's going to happen in a set like, you know, Nintendo Direct or something along those lines, right? And we are just like clamoring for new like hype games to get us out of like, you know, maybe something like post-mortem like depression or something like that. Like you are playing the same games over and over again, or playing the same series over and over again, and you want like something new. And the wait can't wait any longer, right? Your patience is at its limit, and you want to like play the new game like right away, right? Like I can't believe like you know, I don't think there was like any leaks for Bayonetta other than just like, you know, behind the scenes stuff. Nothing controversial or anything, but like I'm still waiting on Bayonetta 3, and I'm happily waiting when Bayonetta 3 comes out, which we will have on October 29th, right? So that's gonna be a good time for me to play and stream that game. But yeah, just like leak culture, I really, you know, don't appreciate. Well, let me rephrase that, right? Leak culture is good because, you know, you want to look ahead for a game, and it gives you like details on what the company is like planning to do, right? Yada yada yada, so on and so forth, right? Who doesn't love, you know, information being, you know, tossed around from like an eligible source, and usually the MO is like, oh, I worked for this company, right? And I got laid off from this company. Here are some like deeds that the company is planning on doing to look ahead, go enjoy, right? And that's all good and all, right? That's the pros, but my main thing for this Khaiza Dojo is like the cons of leak culture, and specifically two reasons, and we'll get into like each, and we'll get into both of them specifically in their or respective order. One is leaks ruin the surprise of what said video game company is going to do, right? You know, now like I said, right, you think like, oh, Khaiza, you just talked about like how cool leaks are, right? Because leaks are amazing. Leaks are amazing. We live in a world where like 90% of video game information are based on leaks. That is where like I have problems with, right? Because leak culture is like 90% of the time, it takes away the essence of, you know, a surprise or like the wow factor, right? Because leaks are like true, like so many times that leaks have been 100% true, i.e., right, like look at Street Fighter 6, right? Street Fighter 6 is, you know, the hype is real, the positive impressions for Street Fighter 6 is coming out. And then there was this famous Street Fighter leak that happened around the time of the first reveal of FF6 at the PlayStation Direct back in June. You know, just right before like the game's Summer Game Fest. Yeah, the Summer Game Fest. And in it, there were a lot of concept art for up-and-coming characters that will be announced for Street Fighter, right? And a lot of the character designs look really sick looking, right? I definitely took a peek at them a little bit, and everybody saw like on Twitter it was like Ken or some shit. I'm only gonna say that much. I don't want to like, you know, leak all of that information, because, you know, leaks, I feel, don't really not really interest me, but they really irritate me, because it takes away the surprise. And leaks in video game culture, video game world nowadays are like 90% true, right? And, you know, I just like hate that. I hate that, like, you know, leaks or video game like data mine information are, you know, 90% of the time true. Like, when I'm watching a direct, or when I wake up in the morning, there's like a surprise announcement of a game or like a DLC, I want to be surprised and enthralled by the reaction. I don't want to be spoiled by, like, even though it might be like a friend, right, or a homie, I don't want to be spoiled on, you know, what could potentially be a hype news event, only to be like shattered by like, oh, okay, there is information that so-and-so game or so-so DLC is coming. So, you know, I really don't like that. I really don't like that at all. That's where like one of the cons is, you know, it takes away like the wow factor, right? Because we know this is going to happen, because we saw the leaks. It has a very good impression in our mind that, you know, let's say Street Fighter 6 again, for instance, you know, 2 of the times, or like 3 of the times, leaks were like true. Guile looks the way he is based on the leak. Kimberly, Jury looks the way they do in the leak. So, you know, it's pretty much all like coming together, and, you know, I just kind of don't like that. It really like irks me to no end that someone would willingly put up like a leak at the behest of, like, you know, clout, scant of like popularity, right? Like, I don't really appreciate that at all, right? I feel bad for like those who may have read the leak, are waiting for like the leak and like stumble upon it on like Twitter or like Discord or whatever. That characters are going to be coming, this is how they look, and it takes away the surprise, right? Now granted, for me, right, I can like scan through a leak and I could pretty much boom accidentally forget about them at, you know, a given point, because when was the last time I saw like the Street Fighter leak, you know, long time ago? Like I said, today's like September, 3 months ago, right? A lot can happen in like 3 months. I went on a vacation to California, right? I went recently to my uncle's place for like an early birthday party, so everything was just like happening. I run streams, I'm doing like job hunting, right? So thankfully I can like forget about that information and choose to forget about them. I don't even know what the leak roster like was. There was a leak that happened, right? There was like a character leak. Well, now like talking about them, it does bring up a certain memory because I have good memory. But, you know, it sucks because I feel bad for the other guys, well, not like in my friend circle obviously, but just like dudes in general that are waiting for more information about Street Fighter 6, and unfortunately a leak just happened to like ruins their wow factor, because, you know, leaks are true. You know, and leaks weren't like that prevalent back then, right? It was, you know, only was like the case of like Street Fighter X Tekken, right? For instance, in fighting games, leaks are like, you know, a main thing. And I really don't like leaks in general, right? Not only for their surprise factor, but for their second reason of why I don't think leaks are like, you know, good, or you should like stop leaking, right? It's because, you know, the person that is like making them, right, like I hinted at a little bit before, someone was fired or recently let go from like a video game company, and then, you know, just happened to like share this information, you know, at the behest of like the company, at the behest of like Cloud, you are ruining, you know, just because you got fired, you could potentially be ruining the company and the workers who work for that company's jobs, at the behest of like, you know, popularity, just to like get a little bit of clout, upload it on YouTube or Twitch or TikTok or whatever, and you know, that's what you get, right? And leak information, of course, like, you know, it feels good to like have a little bit of like popularity. Like, you know, I run a YouTube channel, I run Twitch, like, you know how much it feels so good to like see like, let's say if I'm like a small-time viewer, a small-time streamer, you know how good it is to see like, you know, 125 views for like one stream, and the only time I like got that was for the Twitch Rivals Max Presents UMVC3 Returns tournament, right? It lives, UMVC3 lives tournament. I got so stoked for like 125 views that I felt so ecstatic, and it was such like a fun time just like watching and like seeing like, you know, assist me stuff, because that was like, you know, my high school years like growing up, when this is like the time when I was coming back into like fighting games, and it felt so good just to like have that high numbers up. But, you know, I really don't like doing that at the behest. But if I'm doing that at the behest of like someone else's, you know, security or like career, then, you know, it's not worth it. I would feel guilty. I would feel bad because, you know, I'm risking someone else's thing for the betterment of like myself, right? And I just don't like that. I'm like a honest to God, modest person, chat. Like I even though like, you know, sometimes I could be a little bit like gruff and like indifferent, right? I'm not sure if I could like be indifferent, but I always wish I were indifferent, you know? Like, I wish I could be just unapologetically, you know, mean or rude, but that's not the case for me, right? I like to be nice, you know, it feels good to be morally upright, and it's just like my upbringing, right? I was taught well by my parents. I was have to do good, and it feels good to do good, right? But I'm not gonna destroy someone else's like career or like risk someone's like job security at the level of, you know, my interests, right? And that's the second reason why I don't like leaks, is because of like what I just said, right? Leaks are like asinine. They're like, you know, again, of course, they're leaks, right? You can take it with a grain of salt, but like I have been saying through this Khaiza Dojo, leaks have been 90% of the time true, and you know, that's the world we like live in. Like, leaks are just there wherever, whenever. Whenever a Nintendo Direct comes by, someone who got retired or fired from Nintendo started leaking what's gonna happen in this so-and-so like Direct, right? It's just, I don't like that at all. I really want this like leak culture to like stop, right? And you know, that's just like my wish, but leaks are a thing, and especially in fighting games where data mine files exist, more so to the extent PC versions of fighting games exist. Anybody could just look up like the raw like hidden files and data mine that shit and upload that on YouTube or so-and-so like that. You're allowed to like do it. You're allowed to do like whatever you want. I'm just saying, right? Just for like clout or information, I don't think you would want to like do that, right? But then again, you know, like I said, leaks are good because, you know, they provide info, they provide hype for up-and-coming stuff that will be going down for a game or an event, right? But and sometimes, like, you know, data mines can be to an extent good because, you know, those are like files that, you know, that were made by the game's like developers and publishers and creators that were like caked into the game, and like you can figure out how to do that. But I just don't want to like do that. I just want to be surprised and wow that like what's their next big DLC update, right? What's their next big DLC update that I am not aware of? I like being surprised. I like doing reactions. Like most of my videos are reactions, and I try to make it as genuine as possible, right? Even though I saw them like, you know, earlier in the day, I still make like a reaction to be, you know, surprised and wowed that like, oh, this happened. I am super thrilled. I am super curious on like what this trailer is, you know? That's what like leaks are, you know. I can like take it or leave it, but preferably speaking, I really don't like leaks in general. Just hunts for information. Everybody's like thirsty or clamoring for something, and it just like ruins the surprise for like anybody who is interested in so and so thing or so and so game, so and so event. It just ruins, I feel like, for me, right? There are certain extents to leaks, right? There are certain extents to leaks because, you know, the core emphasis on like leaks is about planned ahead not intentionally planned ahead information, right? We can accept theories, right? We can accept theories, concepts of what the game is like going to be, and that's like fine because like you're developing your mind. You're not like a creator. You're not like making the game, right? But you want to like be hyped up as much as possibly can, and I appreciate dudes that do concept videos or talking about like theory crafting of a up-and-coming game and what the game is going to be like. I always say this example: when someone tells you there's a surprise birthday party for you, why are you telling me there's going to be a birthday party and it's a surprise and I know it's gonna happen, right, in the next few days? You just couldn't want to like shut up about it. Your body was so hyped, your dick and heart was so big that you forgot your brain on the way through. But not much to go on for like leaks. I just this was kind of like based on experience thing, and I'm planning to do these kinds of videos on based on experience, and planning to do these much shorter than usual. So yeah, that's it for today's like Khaiza Dojo, right? Because that's all I can say on like leaks, right? I appreciate you all for like watching the video, and of course if you really enjoyed this video, you can leave a like below, comment down below, and of course if you'd like to see more content from the Khaiza, go click that subscribe button and click that notification bell. And I don't know when I'll be back for the next one. I'll probably I kind of want to do like story modes, right? That would be like a good, interesting like discussion. Let's see if I can like get like some guests to come in for some fighting game stories.